Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. It's Chrissy and I'm going to show you how to create this card using some Whipped Spackle along with some Catherine Pooler inks. You can see I had my favorite pastel Whipped Spackle out along with one of my favorite colors, Aquatini. I stamped it on a non-stick craft mat. You could probably use acetate if you don't have one of these. I haven't tried it, but I'm thinking any surface where the ink isn't going to stick to it and ruin it would work. So I stamped it down a few times and then I just grabbed some Whipped Spackle and I put it down with my palette knife and I mixed it. Then I just went and I took a card panel. It was cut to 4 by 5 1/4, and I just held that down with some washi tape on my non-stick area. Then I put the stencil over it, and that stencil is pretty amazing, right? It's a Catherine Pooler stencil. It's called the Mod Squared Stencil. So you can see I'm just going and I'm grabbing all of that paste and I'm just going ahead and I'm laying it on with my palette knife. Now, if you don't have a palette knife, you could definitely try to use like some cardstock if you fold it up a few times, but I'm not sure how well it's going to blend. I have a metal palette knife, but honestly, you can use a cheap plastic one. I think they're like $1 at the craft store, and that should work. So you can see I'm kind of scraping it and moving it around. I didn't want a thick layer. The thicker the layer, the longer it's going to take for your card to dry. And it will curl a little bit if you get too thick because it's so heavy. So I don't like waiting a long time. I'm kind of an impatient crafter. So I always just kind of keep scraping and scraping and scraping. And that way it takes less than an hour to dry. I want to say this was maybe about a half an hour. Make sure you clean your surface when you're done so you don't contaminate and put your palette knife back into your Whipped Spackle because it'll ruin everything in there. You want to keep it nice and white so you can add extra colors later or whatever you want to do. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp the sentiment. I'm using the Spot On stamp set, which is also from Catherine Pooler. I just thought this was perfect. I love how I can mix and match the different fonts. So I'm using a Misty for it, and I really wanted to use my Misty because since I didn't leave that much room for a sentiment, I figured it would be a lot easier for me to see ahead of time where I was putting everything. So I'm going to use, first I'm just going to do the one first and the second one. They just didn't line up exactly the way that I wanted them to, so I figured it would just be easier for me to do one at a time. And honestly, with the Misty, it is. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the Midnight ink. Now this one, Love Tap. Remember, Love Tap. And this one can stain your inks. You saw like on my birthday stamp that it was stained. I'm okay with that. This ink is so crisp and so clean. I'm completely fine with my inks or my stamps getting stained. So you can see it there. I have absolutely no problem with it whatsoever. So Love Tap, put it on there. Perfecto. And I did add a little bit more because I think I love tapped it too lightly. And then I clean off my stamps right away. I have heard that some other stamp cleaner gets it off better. It doesn't stain quite as much. I can't say that for sure because I haven't tried it. But if it bothers you, feel free and definitely let me know what you find. So once I had all of that stamped, I decided that it was going to be time to add just a little bit more color. I love the color combo of the Aquatini along with the Flirty Fuchsia. For some reason, like these two colors are just, they've always been my favorite color combo. So I just grabbed a ink blender and I have that non-stick craft mat again. If you don't have one, just put a scrap piece of paper underneath and you'll be all set. Just protect your surface. That's the most important thing. And I blended in just a little bit of Flirty Fuchsia just to make it a little bit more exciting. I wanted to give it another color, couple levels of interest, shall we say. So then I had die cut, and I did this off camera because I can't die cut on camera. I die cut using the Perfect Vines die, some vellum. And then just using some Ranger Multimedia Matte, I squeezed it on a paper towel and then I just kind of gently dipped the ends of the leaves and the stems into it. You can kind of see how I'm doing that. This is just kind of the best way that I found to gently add some of this adhesive. Now there are other adhesives out there that will definitely work with vellum. This is just kind of like my go-to adhesive because I know that it dries 100% clear. I know that there's non-liquid adhesives, like there's different tape runners and stuff that will also work, that are made to work with vellum, but I didn't have any of those on hand. And I can be a bit frugal sometimes, so I always try to use what I have. So I just did that with the large vine and with the smaller vine. And even though the vellum isn't completely obvious, you know, if you're looking at this card from a few feet away or something, you might not see it. But I really think that it gives that nice soft touch, that extra detail to a card, especially, you know, if someone's holding it in their hand, which you would hope that they would, you notice it right away. And I just think that vellum is so pretty. It's such a great touch to a card. So I let that dry, and then I just wanted to add a few sequins on there. And I did that also using that same Ranger adhesive, because it does dry clear, and I already had it out. I already had some extra on my little paper towel there. So once those were added, the card was pretty much done. So I really hope that you will give this technique a try. Make sure to post it in all the forums and everything. I want to see what you guys do. Thanks so much for joining me for this video, and thanks so much for being a member of Stamp Nation, and I will see you soon. Bye.